Okay, guys, welcome to our team call. It is Tuesday, July 18th, 2017, and we are excited to just kind of share with you our takeaways from Summit. There was so many great speakers. We just brainstormed a lot of good ideas after the fact. So tonight isn't going to be all of the details. It's going to be more of our personal takeaways because we'll be sharing with you the more detailed specific things in future team calls because it was just so much great information that we don't want to overload you and there just wouldn't be enough time. So Sindel, Christy, Kendra, and I are just excited to share with you. We hope that you guys really consider coming next year. I would recommend getting your ticket now because it's I think $145 or $150 right now. Yay! Who else has bought their ticket? I haven't, but I'm going to, don't worry.
Sindel bought hers in the airport. My husband told me to go ahead and buy it today, so.
Yay, prize for being the first to purchase it. That's exciting. I can't wait to see you in person. But definitely get that ticket now. As some of us will be talking about tonight, like, I hope you consider yourself or consider being here in a year. I hope you consider it longer than a year. If you're really in this, you're going to make that commitment and you're going to make Summit happen for you. You take the rest of the year to set aside a little bit of your income each month so that you can make that investment. Because I don't know about you, I was just talking with Christy on the phone, but Sindel and Kendra, I've had so many people reach out to me after Summit that it's probably already paid for, close to already paid for itself, considering what I've set aside, and then just the people that are going to connect with me these next few months. So it's an investment. Okay. Anyways, stop jabbering. I'm going to just share a little bit of my takeaways. To start with, I've been to 3 summits, so this is my 3rd one. And I feel like this year, every year I've been on like cloud 9 afterwards, right? You get really excited and pumped up. But this year it was just really different for me. For me, it was more of a realistic cloud 9. I think I was confronted with some things that like the past 6 months after having Charlotte that I just haven't been putting myself in it enough. And it's been hard because I think probably just like all of you, and I'm just going to be raw and honest. There's times where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, you have the roller coaster of this business and that's so completely normal. But going to Summit this year really instilled in me that this is my purpose and this is where I'm supposed to be. And I knew that before, but the difference is that I can't expect this vision of mine to actually happen if I'm not doing the things necessary to make it happen. And it's been harder, trying to manage my time, but just based on what they shared, like, this is so freaking important to me. And this is what's going to change my life, the course of my family's life. And it just really redefined that purpose for me in a more realistic way and not like, yay, this is all so great, I can't wait to put it into my business. It's more of like the realistic, like, this is what I want. And I can't expect myself to be up here when I'm working at a level that's right here. So that was like the major, like when I left, that gut feeling that I had. And it's exciting because one thing that we took away is that coaching doesn't require talent. It doesn't require you to be super creative. Coaching is something anybody can do, and the person that's working harder than everybody else, is the one that's going to be. So anyways, the session that I'm going to kind of pull the most of like tips or feelings, I guess, that I had was from Brennan Bouchard. He is a success coach, a high performance success coach, and I think Sundal's going to share a little bit as well, but he works with people like Oprah.
Just a second, Kate. If you guys are not on mute, do you mind muting yourself? I just hear a lot of feedback. If you guys know how to mute yourself.
Here, and I can mute. Okay, good. We're good to go. He is, I mean, there was like top of the line people at this conference. But anyways, he's going to have a book coming out, I think in August, and it's called The 6 High Performance Habits. And we all took a quiz before going to this that put us in a level of like where we stand and in those 6 habits of whatever those habits are, right? And what he shared is that this is for like high performance. So if you're in this for the business, in this for the long haul, you want to grow something big, your business builder, he shared that what's not working. So the things that are going to lead you to the initial success in your business are not the things that are going to get you to long-term success. So when you are in your new coach training, in this, don't let this overwhelm you, but when you're in your new coach training, those things, that power hour, that's going to give you that initial success, right? But if you're a business builder, you're going to need more than an hour in a day to build a business. And you're going to be needing to do more things in order to build a business. Initially, that's what you need to do. That's how you get going. But long term, those aren't the habits that are going to make you long-term successful. So people will always say, this is how you're successful. Start, work hard, be passionate, find your strengths, practice a lot, be grateful, stick to it. Those things are all great and get you excited, but they're not the things that are going to establish real success. So I'm going to share more on this on another time, but I'm just going to go to some of the key points that he shared. A lot of people think that when you focus on your strengths, that is what's going to make you successful, right? Like we should all focus on our strengths and use those. In this study that he did, the highest performing people aren't focusing on their strengths. They're focusing on hard work. So you don't need to be creative if that's a strength for you. That's not going to make you successful, your creativity. So all the time that I waste making graphics is not going to make a difference, right? So that was a key takeaway for me. I'll be sharing more on that later. But this is what I really wanted to share with you. So personal habits, the things that you can do that are going to make you more successful. Number 1, seek clarity. And this is what his quiz was on. So people that are high performing leaders, they ask a lot of questions and they ask for feedback. So tonight I should be asking you guys, like, what can I improve on what I shared? You know, was this good? Did I share this the right way? A leader is someone that wants to constantly be improving and asking those questions. The second habit is generating energy. And so what this really means is when you are working and you first go to answering all of your emails, right? You go in, you answer your emails, and then you go and you check your Facebook messages or you create an event, you are on your to-do list. The people that are successful know how to make transitions in between. So they're not answering an email, then working on an event, and then it's kind of like productivity, right? They're using their energy wisely. So he said that what you should do is when you do one thing at a time and in between, take a minute and just stop and like meditate on what you're doing next. So now I'm going to go and work on this event page and these are the things I want to focus on in it. And you really like hone in and get your energy level right so that you're effective with your time. Okay. Raise necessity. High-performing leaders, they have a reason why they're doing this, right? And they're like, I must do this. So your life needs to depend on it. And I think this is what he kind of said. So he asked an Olympian that he works with, that he's a coach of, and he said, he said that, how do you know who's going to win? When you're at the starting blocks, like, how do you know who's going to win the race? And the Olympian said, it's the one who like closes his eyes and says, this is for my mom. You know, they have a purpose. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this for your children? You have to be able to close your eyes and say, this is why I'm staying up late tonight. This is why I'm choosing to work on my business as opposed to sit in front of the TV and think that I'm de-stressing. You have to close your eyes and know, like, what is that necessity? Why must you be building a business? You're choosing to, but there's got to be a reason why this is it. You have to like be serious about it because there's a strong purpose of why you're here. And you need to remind yourself of that regularly. So those are the 3 personal habits. And then the social habits, we're increasing productivity, right? So make sure you're spending time on the things that matter the most. This really caught me because I waste a lot of time on graphics, right? Or I am doing things that aren't income generating. What's income generating in our business? Connecting with people. Connecting with people, connecting with people, connecting with people, connecting with people, connecting with people. That's the most important thing that you should be doing before anything else. This like was I knew this, but I always I'm like, oh, I just say that, but I'm still going to go waste a lot of time on my graphics when I need to be connecting with people. And then you need to, when you're, that's the topic. Okay. So the 5th one, the second social habit is developing influence. So why are you specifically influential? If you don't know the answer to that, ask people. Where are you influential? And then if you're a leader, you need to push the people that you're influencing. You need to challenge them every single day on your posts. Challenge them. Don't just share like, hey, I got my workout in. Challenge them in your post. Influence them. And then if you're leading a team, you need to kick their ass. You need to tell them like, get it together, because what you're doing is not where you should be spending most of your time. Or maybe you're being really negative. I need someone to kick my ass every once in a while. So I hope that you're doing that with the people that you want to be successful. And then number 3 is develop courage. So you probably need courage in order to do that. I know I do because I struggle with it. But you should be able to sit down with your family and friends and talk about what you do with courage and passion. So you need to develop courage and demonstrate it. So stand up for yourself, stand up for your team. When someone's talking negatively about someone that you love, stand up for that person. You need, and coaching, non-coaching in all areas of life, those are kind of those key pieces that habits that are going to make you a high-performing leader. It's not the normal, working hard, yes, but it's not the normal, focusing on your strengths. And I think that was just interesting to me because I can improve on every single one of these. Each one hit home for me. And then for all of those, which we'll be talking about in a future call, you should be rating yourself every single week in each of those categories. But anyways, I could go on and on. I just think the key takeaway for me is leadership, being realistic, wasting time, and having that necessity and that strong purpose of why you're here and you're doing this. So anyways, I will stop because I think I took 15 minutes. Sorry. Okay. Who's next? Is it Sindel or Christy?
It's Sindel.
Okay.
Do you want to know? It doesn't matter. We should have put you in. You have your mute on, so I can't hear you. But we should have put you and Kate last because you two are most long-winded.
I thought I was third, but I'll go. I'm ready. I'll go. I thought I was third though.
Go for it.
Okay. All right, guys. So, like they said, we're talking about our key takeaways, and we all could probably talk all night, but Christy apparently thinks I'm the long-winded one. She also informed me during Summit that I apparently can talk to a wall or a post. I can't remember what it was, but apparently that's true. I don't know. All right, but here's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. I'm going to be talking about raising your ambition, check your ego, patience, and persistence. Like these were the key things that kind of just kept coming out to me. And I thought it was kind of funny when we were talking about, okay, what areas are we going to cover? All of us picked different areas. So you can tell, like, the nice thing about going to Summit and something like this is you really get what's pertinent to you and like what you need to focus on. And all of these like apply to exactly what I need to do. So the first one, raising your ambitions. This was Brandon Bouchard talked about, people who Kate just talked about. He did he went to a leader one with Kate, right? Am I right on saying that? And then he did a big group seminar or whatever. But he talked about raising your ambitions, and he really said that I want to challenge you to raise them. And we all kind of sat there going, okay, what are our ambitions? What do we want? And he's just like, you need to raise them. I want you guys to really think about like, what are your goals? Like maybe your goal is, hey, I just want a little extra spending cash. Like that would be nice for my family. Maybe a little extra to the grocery bills, whatever. I would challenge you to think, I want to earn a specific amount each week. Like that's where you want to raise your ambition. Maybe your ambition is like, I want to make $100 a month. I want you to say, I want to make $1,000 a month. Raise that level because you're not going to perform higher if you don't have that expectation for yourself. Maybe you want to take your family on a vacation. Why not two? Maybe you have a charity that you're like really passionate about and you want to donate to them. What if you were one of the main contributors? I mean, really raise that ambition, raise that level. And he also did such a good job about talking about, it doesn't matter where you're from. You guys, we're all from somewhere. It does not matter. This guy's from Butte, Montana, and he's small town, grew up below the poverty line, and he is now being mentors to people like Usher and Oprah, and he's met the Dalai Lama and like all of these huge people that have these huge impacts, and he's impacting them. He didn't let the fact that he's from this small town in the middle of nowhere, which I can relate to. I mean, hello, Olympia is like this tiniest population, and if I went with what my husband claims, Fullerton, it's like population of 70. I mean, he didn't let that small population stop him. He didn't have this like, this is such a stereotype thing, but like the small town mindset. Like he knew what he wanted and he raised his ambitions to go there. What else? I think that's about it. I'll kind of elaborate on the other ones. So the other one was check your ego. So I kind of felt like these almost played into each other. Like we want to raise our ambitions, right? We want to have these big goals. We want to be able to believe in ourselves that we can accomplish this. And then you have this thing of, you need to check your ego because we don't want to get like too cocky, right? And I think a lot of people, when we think about raising your ambitions, that's where we go. We go, oh, what are people going to think of us when I say I want that? Or what are people going to think of us when I put myself out there and nobody's going to want to follow me? Like we get in our own way, and that's where we need to check our ego. That's where we need to go. I mean, when you say it in terms of, Amy Silverman was the one that talked about this, and I loved how she like worded it. She was like, what are people going to think of me? And I can't be a leader. Like everything was very much about me and I, and you guys, that's selfish. Like that's flat out. Like you truly need to check your ego right there when you find yourself being timid to invite people because you're like, oh, what are they going to think about me? You guys, you can't do that. Like it's just so selfish. And I'm guilty of it all the time. I'm guilty of like seeing messages that people have asked me questions and I can tell they're like wanting to join a group or whatever. And I get nervous and I'm like, what if they don't want to join me? What if they tell me no? I mean, it's all me. And that's that selfish part. You have to check that ego. You have to feel that fear is one of the things she said. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because we all have it, you guys. Trust me, it is not easy for any of the leaders on this team, the new coaches on this team. It is not easy for any of us. It's not easy for our top coaches of this network to do all the inviting and those things that move our business forward. Practice makes perfect, right? I mean, it gets easier but it doesn't mean you don't get nervous, and it doesn't mean you still need to check your ego. And don't always assume that you're not right for them. And that's kind of part of like the checking your ego as far as like you're worried about like what they're going to think of you. Because a lot of times we don't have that belief in ourselves that we're the perfect person for them. So if you sit down at your computer and you're going to invite people, or you're going to respond to messages to people that they're wanting to join your group, and you're nervous about it, and you get in that mindset of, oh, it's me, put it to the back seat, and you truly have to be like, I have no idea if I can help this person, but I might be exactly what they need. Because really, truly, you have no idea. I've had people join me that I had no idea that they could relate so much to me, and I could relate so much to them, that they were at a point in their lives that they were, because we all have pain, you guys. We all have pain. We all have suffering. We have all of those points. And you just never know. That person that you invite might be at that exact same point you were when you joined this journey, or they can relate to another part of your story. So don't assume that you might not be for them. You might be the perfect thing for them. Which leads me into patience and persistence. You guys, we have to be disciplined in this. Like, you really, truly do. Like, it's really, truly just moving forward and doing the things over and over and over again, because success truly only comes when we work through those roadblocks. And we all have them, which, once again, check that ego. It's not, oh, it's so much easier for so-and-so and it's so hard for me. No, it's hard for all of us, and we have to be able to work through those roadblocks. So you have to be patient. You have to be persistent with this. And there's going to be months that it seems like it comes easier. And then there's going to be other times that you're like, this is a struggle. But one thing you really have to focus on the entire time is that persistence, and focus on kind of what your passion is, really. And I think we can all clearly say that our passion is really to help others. Like, the majority of us, I would say that is our number one thing, is we want to help others. And Melanie Mitro talked about this thing, and I loved how she put, when we move our focus from helping others, when we move that focus for really concentrating on getting them their results, and we make it about ourselves, and we're not checking that ego, when we do that, God does this funny thing. He stops our success, and he puts it in front of you. And I've been there. I've had good months, you guys. And I joke about how I do this notoriously. It's like, I'll have 2 good months and I'm like, okay, it's getting easy. And then I stop. I quit being persistent with those things that were getting me those good months. And then my 3rd month, it's like God kicked me in the butt and was like, dude, you're not doing the work, and that success gets taken away from me. I've done it over and over again. So, and those are also the times that I know I'm focusing. They're the times, honestly, you guys, that I'm going into my Coach Online office, and instead of making sure I'm looking back at my customers and making sure, okay, these orders went through and I need to connect with this person because they purchased something or whatever. Instead of doing that, I'm going in and I'm looking at my earnings, and I start focusing on the income part of it. And I feel bad even saying that, you guys, because I don't feel like I'm this income necessarily driven person. But those are the times that I find myself going, I wonder how much that was this last week, or how much did I make the week before? And I'm wasting my time. I mean, hello, that's not okay. And I'm shifting my focus. My focus is that income instead of focusing on helping others, because when I help out the others, you guys, that's it, when that income's going to go. Okay, those are my main points. I'll stop talking so I don't go over time, because I think I did. And I think Christy's up next then.
You did it in perfect time, and I was just giving you grief. I love that you're long-winded, and I am too. We all are, which makes us great. Just an FYI, if you ever travel with us, Kendra learned the hard way that this long-windedness means we miss dinners, we miss reservations, we miss literally so many things because we can't stop talking. So it's a good thing, and unfortunately we all have the gift. So I have 2 major takeaways, and I told them what I was going to talk about, but I just want to really quickly throw in this other one, and that was actually meeting Kendra. And Kate and I, Kate and Sindel and I have done Summit. This is our 3rd year, and it's been amazing. Every single year is fun, and I love spending time with the 2 of them. But we all 3 have a really big vision of growing this tribe of women who are like us, who we love, and who we want to spend time with. And Kendra showing up this year, it was kind of like scary because it's this new person, and we get to see you guys here on the computer screen. And while I love you all, seeing you on here, it was like, oh, what's it going to be like? What's it going to be like? I have never felt so at ease just instantly with somebody, except for Kate and Sindel, as I did Kendra. And that made me really remember this vision of growing this big team, and that we are finding the right people, and that you guys are the right people and you're in the right spot. And so if you've ever questioned that, you were meant to be here and you were meant to be with us. And it was amazing. So that was one of my major takeaways, was just that this whole tribe thing is real. And I hope that you can all feel it in the same way that we have. And there's going to be a couple of opportunities coming up to do so. So the second takeaway was Darren Hardy. If you've read The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy is the author of that, as well as a variety of other books. But his biggest thing is the compound effect. And it essentially is the buildup of all these small, insignificant things over time creates major change. It's a great book. If you have challengers who are struggling with making maybe like a major shift, like they went from eating like junk food and laying on the couch every day to like trying to clean, eat, and exercise every day, The Compound Effect is a really good book for them because it takes it back to the basics of just shift one thing every day. Do one thing differently. Just start changing these small things and it's going to make a huge difference. So that was Darren Hardy's original, book premise. But when he talked to us, his big thing was that there is no secret. And I'm going to speak for Kate and Sindel in that I think the last few years we have thought we were going to walk away with Summit with some sort of major secret. And this year I finally found the secret sauce that I have been looking for, and that is hard work. I would like to think I'm a hard worker, but I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't think I am. I mean, I listened to him and I thought, geez, I'm a lazy bum. Like, I'm not doing this work and I'm just getting lucky. And so the truth is that the process of earning success is it's mundane and it's unexciting and it's not sexy and it's frustrating and it's not these beautiful posts we put up. It's like sitting alone at night while your husband's in bed sleeping and you're so freaking tired and you got to be up in 6 hours. That's success. Success is getting up early before everyone else, like crawling out of bed and meeting your success partner at 5 a.m. just so you can both get your crap done. That's success. That is what you have to do. And it's not very fun. Now, fun comes afterwards, right? You get to go and celebrate. You get to be celebrated. We got to experience some celebrations. Kate got to experience a leadership seminar, which was different than what we got to, and that's because of her hard work. The key point I think that he made that I think is really important for us, and why I want to share it because it's really important for your challengers too, is that you have to stop looking for the quick fix to success and to happiness and to wealth. You guys all have 100 friends who are doing all sorts of different money-making things. I'm certain of it. Beachbody it's not easy work to make an income, but it's not hard work either. It's doing these simple tasks every single day, and it is work that comes with such a blessing because you are legitimately, and if you don't believe it, you haven't met the right person yet, but you are changing people's lives. And if you need to look at it, watch my video that I did on my page yesterday talking about, Kate and Sindel and being able to sit in between them and recognize that because of their hard work and the sacrifices that they chose to make, I'm here. And I'm confident and I'm happy because of their choices. So if you don't believe that what you're doing is life-changing, you're really, really wrong. And so, sorry, but it's a hard job sometimes, but the wealth comes when you work hard. And so if you work hard, you're going to get there. It's earned one day at a time. It is earned one step at a time. It's one invite at a time. It's walking towards success instead of running away when you think you're going to fail. It's one phone call, deciding whether or not you're going to have a phone call with a challenger, deciding whether or not you're going to show up at this meeting tonight. All of those decisions are going to impact whether or not you're successful because you can move forward or you can move backwards, but you can't stay stagnant in this business. So if you think that not showing up doesn't matter, or not inviting 1 week doesn't matter, or not checking into your challenge group doesn't matter, it matters. It matters immensely in the grand scheme of things. So the other, just really quick, I'm talking too long. He said that you can't own success. Success isn't something that you ever achieve. You never get there. The rent is due every single day. So you have to keep showing up every single day. And that I say it's hard work, but what we're doing isn't really hard. It's just we're choosing the easier choice. should I invite some people to change their lives tonight, or should I watch Real Housewives? That is literally a conversation I have with myself. Are either of those things difficult? No, they're not difficult, but I'm going to choose Housewives because it's easier for me, which actually that's not even something I do, but it's a good example. It's just these insignificant moments that we don't think are a big deal. Every time I pick up a fried shrimp po' boy instead of a salad, I am making a decision for my health, right? And it's a decision to move myself forward or to move myself backwards in every single thing that we do. The last, like, really, really important thing I want to share is that the results are invisible at the moment. You don't see them, but the problem is you don't see the consequences either. And this was really powerful. And if you aren't listening to anything I say, I just want to share this because as an overweight person and someone who has struggled with my health, and also someone who's been working this business for a long time, he shared this story of Tony Gwynn, and I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a Hall of Fame baseball player. He played 30 years for, I think it was the San Diego Padres or something, and he told this story that 30 years ago, and 30 years before he retired, he had started chewing the same year he had been drafted. And every single day, he put dips in his mouth with no consequence. Probably felt a little bit good. You know, there was a little bit of a reward, but there was no consequence. So he would take that dip, he would feel good, he'd feel relaxed or whatever it made him feel, no consequence. He retires from the major leagues and develops lip cancer, and 10 years later is dead. So for 30 years, the decision he made every single day had no consequence, and all of a sudden he's dead from it. And that, like, it hit me like, I don't even, like a semi-truck, because I thought every single time I stick a fry in my mouth, every single time I eat a cheeseburger, every single time I decide I don't want to do my Beachbody work, I'm moving further away from the dream of wanting to have a lake home with my family, of wanting to get my parents out of debt, of wanting to live a long and healthy life. I am killing myself. And he said, if we could put the results in a vacuum for people so that they could see 30 years down the road what their life would look like I'd be probably diabetic in a nursing home or something. Like, I'm not even kidding, if I made those choices every single day. So that was really big. And if you get a takeaway from me tonight, I hope that you share that example with your challengers who are struggling, because it's really important. Their health is the most important, and that's why we're doing this. So it was what gives you long-term or short-term pleasure gives you long-term pain. Do the hard thing, suffer the pain of discipline, and you're going to be rewarded so big. And I have seen this happen in my business, and you're going to see it happen in yours. So I think that is everything. There's so much more. And like the other lady said, we're going to do bigger calls to share this information, and not like a really fast way. But thank you. That's it. And Kendra, you're up.
Thank you, Christy, for the nice comments. I enjoyed meeting all of you actually at Summit. It was the first time I've met Kate and the first time I've met Christy. And Sindel and I had met, but not really on a friend basis. So that was really awesome to get to experience Summit with these ladies. Now, some of you may not know me. I'm Kendra Hartum. I am one of Sindel's downline coaches. And what I took away from Summit this year was something completely opposite, I think, as what these girls took away, because I was completely overwhelmed. I got there that first day. Well, first of all, Sindel and I I don't know if we're just not meant to travel together or what it may be, but every single thing that could have went wrong, or everything we could have been late for, or everything happened to us. So anyways, we got there kind of in a hurry on Thursday, and things were starting to happen on Thursday already. And so it was just like bang, 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 all this information overload. I was not sure, I guess, what to expect. I was very, very fulfilled, but instead of remembering each and every one of those speakers, or knowing who each top coach was that we listened to, or all the specifics about Summit, the thing I took away from Summit is that these 3 girls that I went to Summit with have way more belief and way more confidence and way more they believe that I can do this, and I I have this holdback. I hate public speaking. I've never led a team call because I hate public speaking. And each of these girls now know that I really am not a public speaker. I really don't enjoy it. I really don't feel like I have it in me to do it. I don't know. And some of you guys probably can relate to this because it's definitely putting yourself out there and opening yourself up. And the one thing that I realized after listening to all these different speakers and just visiting with these 3 girls is that I'm lacking the inner self-confidence in myself. And I need to do something about that if I want to keep moving my business forward, because it's going to be very easy for things to get stagnant if I don't continue to believe that I can do this. And so they asked me if I would I hate live videos. I don't want to do them because I'm just not there yet. But what I realized is that I need to get there. And these girls kept pushing me to the point where sometimes they were probably like, okay, she's going to start crying. I need to stop. And I'm just like, but that's what we need in our coaching business. We need people to push us. Otherwise, we will become stagnant in our business. And it just depends on what your dreams and your goals are. And Sindel had me re-examine that multiple times along the way. And I didn't have a really direct answer to give her because I haven't really thought about the long-term plan, I guess, as far as this business goes. I kind of have an idea of what I want, but I've never really talk to anybody about it, I guess. And maybe that's what you need to do in order to make your plan. But anyways, so here I am speaking to a group of 12 people. I only know about probably 5 of you personally. And I really didn't even know some of you personally until I went to Summit with you. And so I guess my takeaway is that I need to figure out what I need to do to get confident myself. When I post on Facebook and when I say that Beachbody has made me confident, but has it? I had to really re-examine that this weekend. We went on a photo shoot and it was the most uncomfortable thing for me to do. I'm serious. Like that was part of why I was just like so overwhelmed the first day. I was just like, someone's going to be taking pictures of me? What? Like, I am not worthy of these like model-like pictures that she's going to be taking of me. Like, I just was so very uncomfortable. And I was just like dreading seeing these pictures because I just felt like I was just going to look like this. I don't know. It's weird. You say you're confident, but maybe I'm not confident in myself. And so we get these pictures back while we're in the airport yesterday. And I said to Sindel, this whole weekend has made me reflect on why am I not confident? Look at us there. Every one of us look so confident. And half of it was because of all the positive talk all weekend long. These girls dream bigger than anybody that I have ever listened to dream. Like, they all have huge goals for themselves. And here I am, not even knowing what my goal is. But partially that's because I'm on year 1. These ladies are on year 3. And they have been to Summit. They know what to expect. They're gaining things from each of these different live events they go to. And I'm just beginning. I'm just beginning to open my eyes on what the possibilities are. And I guess I just really appreciated that belief that they had in me. And what I need to do is I need to do personal development. So what are the vital behaviors? You're supposed to be doing personal development every day. Did I ever do personal development? Sindel and I both agree. We really don't like to read books. Would it be easy for me to do, audiobook? Yes, that would be easy for me. But I kind of like my quiet 20-minute drive to and from work by myself, not doing anything. But if I want to start believing in myself, and which will make me believe more so in each and every one of you on this team, I need to start doing that. And I should have been doing it a year and a half ago when I started coaching, but I didn't. I thought, I told Sindel, I said, I would rather take that 10 minutes and put it into my challengers. My challengers are my pride and joy. They are what makes me happy. They are what makes me, their successes, their struggles, their everything about it, they make me keep going each and every day. So I always thought, I'm going to take that 10 minutes and put them back into my groups. I don't need to do the personal development, but going to Summit has made me realize that I need to do that. And some of the things that, some of the different personal developments that I have on my radar are, I think it was Chrissy said, the compound effect. That's going to be one. I started the 5-second rule by can't remember who that is, Mel Riggins or something like that. I started that in the airplane ride on the way home, and I am well into that. And then I'm also going to start listening to the Melanie Metro podcast, like I think Kate had challenged everybody to do, or Christy, I think that was maybe you in the Teen Eat Sweat Parade group. The challenge to just listen to it when you can, listen to it when you're mowing the lawn, listen to it when you're doing dishes, make good use of your time of folding laundry, or all that time that's stagnant. Turn something on to better improve yourself, to make yourself more confident in your dreams and more confident into what you're doing, so that you can get up on one of these team calls and talk and feel confident in doing so. These girls told me, they're all trying to like make me feel like, you can do it. Come on. We don't feel confident talking either. We get off this call. Listen to them. Really? Do you think any of them have a problem with public speaking? I was just like, yeah, whatever. You guys like don't miss a beat. You guys like can speak for hours on a topic that rolls from one to the next without saying or once. So I guess I just need to do it more. I need to put myself out there. I need to believe in myself. And I think that we all probably struggle, each and every one of you, that you just don't have that belief yet, but you're going to get there. And I want you to know that if you want to do personal development with me, I'm starting like I said, the 5-second rule and the Melanie Mitro podcast. And I will be rolling on after that, because I don't know who said it in one of their talks, but they said, before you get up each morning, what's the first thing you do? You grab for your phone, or you grab for I do anyways. And I think a lot of people do. So instead of grabbing for your phone, challenge yourself to 10 minutes of personal development first. And then that'll be an incentive for you to grab your phone, get out of bed, get your workout in, and do whatever else you do for your morning routine. And that is what I'm challenging myself to start doing. Of course, starting tomorrow, because I got home at 4 a.m. last night. And actually it was like 3. And then was up early, took another nap. So my day has not been very productive today. I feel like I'm working night shifts like I used to. But I am going to be starting tomorrow. I will be back on track. And I just want to thank you 3 girls for showing me how much you believe in me, because I didn't believe that much in me. And it's important for other people to tell you that they can see it. You have it in you. And you just need to keep putting those fears aside and keep moving forward. So, but one more thing, and I keep writing this as Christy was saying. So, I am not, one other thing about these pictures that we took. So, and I noticed this from the first day I met Christy, and a lot of you probably can relate, because, here she is with 3 girls that have pretty much met their health and fitness goals, and she's still on the journey. And I told her multiple times that she needs to embrace that and share more. And she does share more about that. But I just told her how neat that is because there's so many different challengers out there that want to connect with somebody that is on the same path. I had a challenger that actually reached out to her, and I said to her, because those people reach out to her because it's harder when I've already met my goals. Now I'm maintaining with my goals. So they want to see somebody that's also needing to meet their goals. So Chris, I just thought it was so awesome. So we took these pictures. We all, when I looked at them, it was like every single one of us, I just looked at the face and we all had that same amount of, well, except for me, I felt like I didn't have the confidence, but Christy is just as confident in every one of us as confident in herself as each and every one of us should be, or think we are, or whatever. And I just think that is awesome, but it's probably because she's been doing personal development for 3 years. It's probably because she's put her fears aside and she just keeps moving forward. And I just thought that was really awesome about her, that she doesn't let where she is at with her health and fitness get in her way. She kept saying that you got to embrace where you are. You got to embrace where you are on your health and fitness journey right now, and use that to show your challengers and your clients and whatever else, that you're not perfect, that you have to work hard too, that you need to be successful and so forth. So I thought that was awesome. But the one other thing is that last year at Summit, I guess she told Kate and Sindel, that was after she had her 3rd baby, that she was going to rock a 2-piece dress at the Success Club party. And so I mean, okay, so I'm close to where I've met my health and fitness goals, but do you think that I would ever put on a two-piece dress? I mean, I'm just now getting comfortable putting on a swimming suit again. But Christy, that night, she got her two-piece dress on and she put it on with a smile and a sparkle in her eyes that she's confident with where she's at. She's happy. She wants to share her journey. She wants to show you that each and every one of us are at a different spot in our lives and in our journey. And I just thought that was absolutely, it blew my mind that she could be confident doing that. And her dreams, her dream last year was that she was going to do that. And this year she's teetering that maybe she's going to be on the, what kind of stage are you going to be? You're going to, someday she's going to rock the top weight loss body. What is it? The muscle building challenge or whatever it's called. And so I just thought it's just amazing to be able to see that you portray your goals and to be confident in yourself, and each and every one of you were confident in yourself. But it just struck me as all the speakers in the world didn't matter at this conference. It was what I learned from you three that was my hugest takeaways. So anyways, are you timing me? Because I'm sure that I exceeded my limit. But I just want to thank you for inviting me and making me feel so welcome. And like you said, that's probably why I was so uncomfortable the first couple of days, because we've never all met in person. But after the third day, it was just like, after the third day, and I finally got my morning coffee in, everything became natural and normal. And I will be getting my ticket for Indianapolis next year. So I will be right there with you, Laura. I'm glad you purchased. And I encourage you all to do this. That was one other thing that I said to Cindy. It's just funny. You think that you're going to a Beachbody convention, that you're going to see all these like young, hip chicks that are like 120 pounds at this convention. There are people from all walks of life. I mean, there was a 400-pound guy that was in my Shaun T workout. 1 minute, honey. And it just made me open my eyes to, this is for anybody that wants to better themselves. It doesn't mean you have to be this like top-notch coach. You don't have to. It was more maybe even too about inspiration and being inspired by all the positivity in this network of people. So anyways, thank you for listening. Sorry, I probably went over my time. I tend to do that once I get going. And then my other excuse about not being able to do team calls is because I have children that don't go to bed at a normal time.
Can I get a show of hands for people who felt like, I mean, you guys hear Kate and Sindel and I talk all the time. Who related to Kendra on a more like, I'm right where you're at kind of level tonight? Look at that, Kendra. Because we have been doing it a long time, and by no means does that mean that we're like perfect at this, but that was real and raw, and thank you. I'm going to message you on my own about thanking you for what you said, but thank you for talking, and that's my spiel. Thank you guys for showing up. It means the world.
Yes, sorry. I'm supposed to also speak about Team Cup. So Sindel and I were looking at this last night as we were going home, and I'm just going to pull my email up. So Team Cup is going to happen in August, and I've only been part of, maybe I've been on 2 Team Cups, but the way Team Cup works is you are supposed to gather 5 different coaches on your team, and you can have 2 diamonds, and the rest can be whatever rank coach. And what the goal of this is just to kind of get a momentum going and to grow our team and offer to help people and change lives, really is what the main goal is. But anyway, so you can create your own team. Everybody probably got an email, maybe, let's see, what day was this? Today, I got another email. And so you just need to register with your team. You'll need your coach IDs. And then depending on how well you do, I'm not going to go into the specifics because you can go in the FAQs and look it up, but you can win different kinds of prizes. But I told Cindy on my way home last night that I remember that is when my team really started to grow last year, is when we did Team Cup, because we all had these goals of adding coaches. I think if you add coaches, we did last year anyways, you get more points. For every successful point, you get matching points. And if you reach so many points, you get all these different prizes. If everybody hits Success Club, then you get another prize. So you can potentially get like 3 or 4 different prizes. But it's not really about the prizes. It's just about joining together and all having a common goal of changing at least 3 lives next month. You know, you got to set that goal and just have fun with it. It's not like you have to or don't have to. It's just something to try to move your business along a little bit. So anyways, Team Cup, and the registration is open. It opened, I think, I don't know, it's open right now through July 31st, and then it'll start August 1st. So.
And we usually have a team, like a group that we put together for all the teams that are going to be participating, where we talk about how things are going, right, ladies? I think we usually do that. I wasn't in the last Team Cup, and it's super fun though. And we're going to be doing Go for 100 No's, right? Kate, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're going to be doing Go for 100 No's, and there's going to be a prize for the person who gets those no's the quickest. We haven't determined what the number, that would be invites to a challenge group, but we're also going to do a certain number for invites to the coaching opportunity as well. And so we'll be sharing like what the prizes will be. And that was something that was discussed at Summit as well. We've done the Go for No challenge, but to be honest, I think we can probably do a little bit better, all of us, including myself, to follow through on it. And no's are not right no's. We all know that. So we'll be sharing more about that. Anything else? Summit. Who's all hosting a Shift Shop group or in a Shift Shop group as a participant?
Everybody's doing the Shift Shop, right? Like, it's awesome. Like, so much fun.
If you're hosting a group, I encourage everybody, if you're a coach, you should be doing this program so that you can share it with others. It's for everybody. So there's no like specific person. So I just challenge you guys to do that. That's one of the things that they drove home with us was you should be doing a product or doing a program from start to finish because those results are going to be what inspire other people. So.
And if you have not looked through the materials, the nutrition plan and meal plan is like no other program that's ever been done before. They are giving your challengers like the full meal plan for any category that they're in. They don't even have to think. So for them to fail at this is going to be nearly impossible unless they're really trying hard. And I already told my husband that we're on vacation during like week 1 or week 2, and we're going to be following the Shift Shop meal plan, and he's really excited about that. So, anyways, it's going to be a great program. I'm ready for it to change my life and my body. The results are amazing. Chris Downey's amazing. He bawled like through the entire thing at Summit because he's just so humble and so blessed to be here, and it's pretty cool.
He couldn't even talk. It was seriously like, I think the entire crowd went, "Aw," like over and over again because he's sitting there with his hands over his face, like just bawling, and he's amazing.
I cried every time he talked at Summit, and I like during our workouts, I'm like turning to Kate, like I'm crying and I can't even hear what he's saying. He just brings that energy that makes you want to move and makes you feel like he believes in you. And I've done a lot of programs and never felt so connected to by someone on the other end of a screen. So
we're not talking just like a little bit of crying. He was like at one point did that.
It was like awesome. It was like.
Yeah. He just couldn't believe that he was at this point in his journey, so it was pretty cool.
And for those that don't know, they found him on YouTube. I don't know if you guys all knew that. Like, he was just this YouTube guy that they like, hey, we really like him, and called him up one day and offered him a contract, essentially. Like, he never dreamed of this. So.
It's pretty awesome. And they chose him because he's a high performance athlete trainer, but also had trained like women over 400 some pounds to lose significant amounts of weight. And they're like, this guy's for everybody. Like, he can do a workout program that athletes are going to love and that overweight people are going to love and be able to do. And that's super awesome. Are there any questions before we stop? Any questions about Summit, how it works, how we do all of that? Indianapolis was rated one of the best food cities in the United States in 2016.
We like food and we're at Summit.
Well, at midnight, but yes, we do. We like to eat every 10 hours when we're at Summit.
Not good.
I have one final thing. If you weren't able to pop onto the live streams at Summit, like you don't know what new programs came out, like there's programs coming out, things you are going to want to know about. for yourself and for your challengers. The Surge is happening on Wednesday. I don't have the time in front of me right now.
I think it's 10 a.m., isn't it? Tomorrow at
Is
10
it?
a.m.?
I can pull it up real fast.
I think it's like Pacific, though. 10 Pacific.
So
I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific time.
5 p.m.
It's not
Pacific.
10 tomorrow. There's something grand. I'll have to look that up. Sorry.
So that's like 8 my time, Eastern.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern time, so 7 p.m. for you Central people.
Yep. So this is a great, I mean, just pop it in while you're cooking dinner so that you know what's going on, right? You want to be aware, and there's so many really great things coming out. But we can't even touch on that, or we'll be here all night.
They're doing a post-summit thing with Chris Downing. Is what's tomorrow at 10.
I will post it on our team page for you guys real quick, and it will be there, so you'll know where to go.
Perfect. Hey
Thank
guys,
you.
thanks for hopping on.
Everybody.
We will see you at Summit next year.
Everybody do a smile quick. I want to do a screenshot. Ready? Let me see if I can find my right buttons. Everybody smile. Nope, that's the wrong button. Oh, maybe you did it. I have no idea. All right. Yay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.